I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Welcome back to the Quarter Mile Podcast. We're in a very special episode. If you're listening to this episode, it means you're one of our subscribers, which means thank you so much. Or it means you're a friend of one of our guests, and we got you a free link, which we're glad you're here too. Speaking of guests, I am joined today with Andre Churchwell from his home,
Yeah.
as I'm at my home. We thought we were gonna have more people here today. We thought we were gonna be joined by CJ and then maybe Malcolm. But I hopefully they're still alive. They're not here yet. I'm sure they're fine. But Andre, this is the
Whenever,
second time.
yeah. Whenever I show up, stuff happens.
Yeah, I think he just he broke the internet for the two of them. So now they're just stranded somewhere. And Andre's like, look at, and you have your Riddick glasses on. You are ready to go, man. For anyone tuning in, you probably know this because you saw the title of the episode, but we are currently covering, this is a bonus episode. We're doing some bonus footage we're going back in time for us. We're covering the Chronicles of Riddick, Dark Fury, the animated little 30-ish minute movie, if you want to call it that, feature film. I don't know. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Andre, initial thoughts, man, about Riddick, Dark Fury.
I think they were trying to create the ultimate villain in between these movies. Like they were trying to be like, and this person really wants to be like Riddick, really wants to kill, and then this person has glasses and hair and opposite t-shirts and uses
Yeah.
it's like and uses a long sword instead of a short knife, and like they were trying to create some sort of like action figure opposite
Right.
uh
Maybe some
shadow
possible merch
shadow range,
opportunities.
like
Yeah.
Power Rangers had the Psycho Rangers, like they were trying to create
Yeah.
like
You, you
anti
know
Riddick.
the villain, what was her name? It was
It's like
Chillingsworth. Was
Antonia Chillingsworth, which they
yeah.
never say in the movie.
Do they never say that? Did she not introduce
They
herself? I must have.
absolutely do not, because she is just after the money. She is not after the letting people know. They say her name
Huh.
in the behind the scenes, and then in the credits they say Chillingsworth. But
Okay, I didn't know that because I learned it once I looked up later information. She wasn't like an amazing villain, but what I liked about her was she was a basic and kind of unique. Like her whole thing was she likes to capture and freeze serial killers, which is weird and villainous and whatever. But that was her motivation. She wanted Riddick.
I love that, and they introduce her, and it's like it's clear if you're a kid watching, like, oh, they're not going to fight. They're going to have a weird conversation, or it's going to be a weird sexual tension thing, which there kind of was. Uh,
A little bit, yeah. Well, I think it was more on her end. She was oddly into him. I think he was just like, "How do I get out of here?"
no, there's a scene where he gets really close to her, and he's got those big lips, but then it's like he's trying to grab the knife, and she has the knife, and she like
Oh,
throws
okay,
it,
yeah.
like, here,
When I
you're
saw
gonna
that scene,
need
I was like,
that.
he's just being like, "I'm gonna kill you eventually." So, I don't. Also, like everyone in that animation style, everyone had big lips. Did you notice that? That was strange. It just the lips were very distinguished on all the people. So
Some people have a taste, and I think that's what this French guy wants to get in there. He wants to
yeah,
make sure everyone is enunciated, and I
I
I
guess, yeah,
do
sure.
I do love
It's
this
a
is like
choice. It was good.
this is like the idealized version of Vin Diesel too. This is like the Mount Rushmore version.
Yeah, this is what Vin Diesel's like. Paint me like this. So let's get into a movie overview here. So the Chronicles of Riddick, Dark Fury. It was released in 2004, literally a week after the first Chronicle. Well, the Chronicles of Riddick. I guess it's promotion material. I think they should have released it earlier. I think they should have done a week before. I think they should have done it earlier and then set it because it's to me Chronicles of Riddick, the movie, the live action movie, makes a lot more sense after watching this. And then I also think part of my enjoyment process, if I had seen this before I watched Chronicles of Riddick, I probably would have enjoyed the movie more because the entire movie, there was no tension. I was like, I know they're going to survive. I know that they're not going to kill Jack. Like, I know, like, I already know what's happening afterwards. So, like, even though I enjoyed it and it's cool to give me a little bit more lore and backstory, I picture like if I were to watch it right after Pitch Black, there would have been points where like, oh my gosh, are they gonna kill Jack? Like, is that gonna, I would have I for sure would have thought the priest was gonna die because like in my mind in this movie he was pretty much useless. Like he had a couple expositional lines and then that was about it. So
Well, he's the audience surrogate, more like, hey, how are we gonna get, and is she gonna be an evil person? Like, he's kind of like, also there's like a hint that he isn't, like he has a dark side, like, oh, you know a lot about this for a priest. It's like, I've been around.
that's right. I liked that part. That was
Some
a fun
comic book thing, I guess.
they could have made like a cartoon TV show, Riddick with this kind of animation, similar to how they had the Mortal Kombat animated series. They could have a Riddick animated series, and we could have gotten more
I think
into
that's what
yeah
on HBO.
I would have loved it. Anyway, so this movie had a budget of $38 million.
This animated movie had 38 million.
38 mil. I looked it up. Unless Google lied to me, which is possible, but like 38 mil.
Sure. I don't think it made, like, because it's like a home box. It got pitched with the Pitch Black special edition. I don't think it, when this came out, I didn't know Pitch Black and Chronicles were the same thing. I just thought there was like a fun animated thing to go with. Oh wow, that Pitch Black movie. I didn't even know these were all in the same world. So I can't imagine like fans or whatever knew about this. This couldn't pay back its money.
It kind of came out with Chronicles of Riddick. It was part. I feel like it was part of the promotion for Chronicles of Riddick. I mean, it stands alone, but like only a little bit. Well, according to Google, it made 98 million, and it was they spent 38 on it.
What do you? Oh, boy, blockbuster. All right.
Yeah, so I don't know. I wonder how much work goes into putting something together like this animated movie. Like there might very well be really expensive things in addition to paying for the voice actors and stuff like that. Like the amount of time they do all the animation. I don't know anything about it, but like maybe it's more expensive than it lets on. I don't know.
It's crazy expensive. It looks like they had two different animation studios. Like in the end, it looks different. Like the fight scenes and stuff look different than the beginning.
Yeah,
it looks
the
like
fight scenes were very fun, very cool. So here's my idea that I think would have been made like the last fight a little bit cooler. Because when I was watching this and you saw the villain with the sunglasses, my thought was he also had those eyes like Riddick did, and it was going to be a reveal. And so like maybe in the fight, I think the way this fight ended, Riddick cut the lights and then he was able to easily kill him. But it would have been a cool little twist if he cut the lights and the dude busts out, I don't know, takes out his sunglasses and his eyes are sparkly too. And it's
this is a space future where people have night vision glasses.
Right. Or yeah, like he's learned, maybe because Riddick was such a historical character, he wanted to be like Riddick.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Harris, and I'm the host of Living Through the Shift podcast, and I'm so excited you're here. So this is a podcast for anyone who's in their late 20s to 40s, or maybe you're going through a caregiving journey. Maybe you see someone going through it. You're trying to take care of yourself while you're trying to take care of someone else. We're just here to help you through this really interesting season. We're going to talk to some people about friendships. I'm going to have some of my friends come on and talk about their journey of caregiving, and it's just going to be super fun. I'm so excited that you're here for the ride. The purpose is for me to help you through this process. Sometimes it can be really difficult and also can be really awesome, but we're here to help. So no, you're not crazy. You're just going through a lot of shifts.
All right, we are back and we are joined with CJ. She's got like really cool acting stuff going on. CJ, did you just land a part you can talk about with us on the podcast?
Because I am under I'm under NDA right now, but I will say that you guys will probably be reviewing me soon.
Love it. We're ready for it.
So I'm very excited. This is a long time coming. So
how did the play with Delilah go?
It's July 20th at the Luby Center. So it hasn't started yet. So
It hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened yet.
If I'm in town, I'm gonna go see that. That'll be fun.
Please,
so,
Delilah.
All right, so yeah, we now I have my real host and then my seemingly replacement host who just always shows up whenever CJ's got car problems or running late. Like Andre's on it. So this cast had of course Vin Diesel as Riddick, Nick Chun-Len as Toombs, and Keith David as Iman, and Rihanna Griffith as Jack. All of those are reoccurring people that were in the actual movies. Either so that the guy Toombs, he was in Chronicles of Riddick, and the other three were in Pitch Black. Interesting thing about Jack, though, this was the voice actress here was the actress from Pitch Black, but then we get a different actress when it's the older girl from 5 years later. So that's fun.
That.
Yeah,
Vin Diesel likes, I don't know, he's sincere. He likes bringing back people.
I like that about him.
That's a pretty nice thing. That's pretty cool. If I did this, would that help? No.
Oh my god!
No, it just turns you sideways. But
no, I like that about Vin Diesel. I do. I like that about him. But I think a lot of Hollywood actors are like that. Like they bring back who they want to work with, who's fun on set. Who they've always like done writing with and stuff. So. I really feel like that.
So the other actors I wanted to mention was Roger Jackson, who's Gunner, who's the sunglasses guy, and he's known from just the voice in Scream, and his character was modeled after Neo. Now from The Matrix. What were you gonna say, Andre? You had your finger.
He's Mojo Jojo, and he's the skull face guy from Scream.
I had no idea he was Mojo Jojo.
That is Mojo Jojo.
It's like once you piece it together, it's like, oh, okay. We're getting there. And he's crazy.
That makes me happy. I can go to bed now. Like that makes
fun.
me
like what a fun little connection.
Like that Mojo Jojo is everything.
It lifts the movie into another area. Yes.
I agree. Mojo Jojo was what a good villain for a children's TV show, right? Like he was a bad dude or a monkey or whatever. Or did he didn't like being called monkeys, I think.
He was a chimp. I don't think he was a monkey. I think he was a chimp.
Oh, that.
Okay, isn't a chimp a brand of monkey? Like, isn't it like saying Diet Coke instead of Coke? Yeah. And then the last actress I wanted to mention was Trace McNell, who played Chillingsworth, who Andre told us just a minute ago. You don't actually know that's her name until you look at stuff outside of this actual movie. So it's kind of fun. And her claim to fame, at least what I saw, was she also played Dot from Animaniacs. So those are two very different characters.
Stop! You're making my heart sing. So we got Mojo Jojo and we got Dot from It's Time for Anime. You know what? I'm done.
And she's such a good actor. I couldn't hear either of those when I was listening.
No,
I could
those
only
are
hear
two very different. Yeah,
I could hear when she gets angry, like Skinner's mom from The Simpsons, but I can't hear.
Yeah, she was also a lot of roles in The Simpsons. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Who did she do on The Simpsons?
She does the crazy cat lady. She does like one of the owners of Itchy and Scratchy. She's Skinner's mom when she's like,
oh my god,
yeah, she plays the crazy.
You know
crazy
what? Okay, itchy cat lady and Skinner's mom. Okay, yeah.
So I didn't recognize and I might if I saw the episodes, but like it's been so long since I've watched The Simpsons that like I saw the part she was in, but I didn't I didn't recognize any of them.
She's in like every episode as somebody. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Before we go on much further, Andre, do you have with you the AI plot summary that I sent your way?
Oh my God, do I? I've been prepping this.
When he was with us for Pitch Black, he had told me after the episode, like, man, I missed reading the AI plot summary, so we made sure to get him one for that.
This feels like you put in some little flavors of you in here, though.
I think there's a couple times, and it wasn't very much. There in the first paragraph, I fixed a sentence that I thought was lame, or maybe I took out. I don't think it's not a lot of it is me, but I do remember making like maybe one or two edits. So,
all right, 3, 2, 1, here we go.
All right, let's hear it.
Chronicles of Riddick Dark Fury is the animated fever dream sandwich between Pitch Black and Chronicles of Riddick, because apparently Vin Diesel's brooding glare needed a cartoon interlude. Buckle up, because this one's got space bounty hunters, questionable physics, and enough edgy one-liners to make a 2000s action hero blush. We pick up right where Pitch Black left off. Riddick, Jack, who is totally not a future Furion fangirl, and Iman, the wise exposition delivery guy, are floating through space, presumably wondering why their escape plan didn't include actual navigation. But don't worry, they're immediately scooped up by a gang of bounty hunters who specialize in collecting dangerous criminals. And by specialize, I mean they have the tactical skills of stormtroopers and the survival instincts of a goldfish and a blimp. Enter Antonia Chillingsworth, the villain with a name so on the nose it might as well be tattooed on her forehead. She's an art collector, and instead of painting, she collects criminals frozen in carbonite, because nothing says high culture like turning murderers into decorative ice sculptures. Naturally, she wants Riddick to be her latest masterpiece, because who wouldn't want a life-size Vin Diesel popsicle in there for you? You know what I mean? Riddick is not interested in becoming a space statue, so he does what he does best: grunts, stabs, and breaks things.
Absolutely.
The bounty hunters, who apparently got their combat training from a YouTube tutorial, are no match for his signature move, glowering until people make bad decisions. Meanwhile, Jack is going through her I want to be Riddick phase, which mostly involves reckless behavior and dramatic declarations. Imam, on the other hand, is just there. Cue action sequences.
That was my addition. That was just they said something about Jack, and I was like, I feel like we need something about Imam, but he did nothing in this movie. So that was my one addition.
He's cool. Cue Keith David. Cue action sequences that defy physics. Riddick dodges bullets, slices through enemies with like a space ninja, and somehow manages to make a prison ride like an interpretive dance. Chillingsworth, realizing her villain monologue isn't working, unleashes her mutant bodyguards who look like rejected alien concept art from the movie. But surprise, there's still no match for Riddick, because plot armor is thicker than spaceship holes. Eventually, Riddick does what he does best: murders his way to freedom. But the gang escapes, leaving Chillingsworth to contemplate her life choices, briefly before she dies. Jack gets even more obsessed with Riddick. Iman sighs in existential exhaustion. And Riddick? Well, he just broods into the void, because being the galaxy's most wanted fugitive, it's exhausting.
Yes.
Right. It's tough. So, good job, Andre. That was, I just felt like we just rewatched the movie right then and there.
There's a lot here.
I mean, the bicarbonate, is art. So,
it was interesting. This, I mean, I literally typed in the same like AI Bing thing that I always use, and they went into a weird Star Wars mood this time, didn't they? With there was a couple of references there. So, all right, let's get into some of these reviews. There wasn't a lot of really bad reviews or really good reviews. There was like medium reviews. The wafer thin plot involves Riddick, Vin Diesel, of course, taking on a creepy harpy woman with a fetish for serial killers. Much bloodlusting ensures. Oddly enough, this is more violent to me than the Riddick films, and therefore more disturbing as well. Sadly, the supporting characters of Jack and Iman are basically wasted, since Riddick and the villains dominate the action. And then this other review kind of says the opposite, which is this movie itself told us about how Toombs joined the chase, how Riddick picked planet UV, and how Iman guessed where it would be, and how Jack started career following Riddick. So a good thing about this movie is that when we reviewed Chronicles of Riddick, we talked about how out of place it kind of seemed. This movie made it feel less out of place to me. Like
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. So, and then the last review I have is, in a bit of a baffling business move, Universal decided to release this after the Chronicles of Riddick. If they had released it a week or two earlier, some of the questions posed in Riddick that confused a good number of people would have been clearly answered. So yeah, it seems like this could have been good promotion material for the Chronicles of Riddick. So,
you know what? Have to agree.
Or Chronicles of Riddick would have been a good jumping off point for this TV show.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I have to. And what did she say? This, I mean, it would have honestly kind of maybe would have filled the holes to where we were looking at. Yeah, I agree with. I agree.
I would have loved to see this more into a TV show. Like this, the first episode and goes into it. And then it could expand on the lore that they created with Chronicles of Riddick. Like there was so much in that middle movie that kind of seemed like out of place for like Pitch Black and Riddick, but like would have been a fun universe to explore. So, but,
dude, did you notice one of the statues is like the Furia, like the last of like what?
Yeah. Why did they call it Dark Fury? Was that the Dark Fury?
I was gonna now. I thought that title came either from the place where they were. I guess I thought it was like an energy force. That's where Dark Fury came from.
Maybe. What do you think, Andre? Do you have any? Can you give us the correct?
They needed words to make it clear that this is happening in space and that it's fights.
Okay,
so it's happening. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Like everything else is everything else is like we're starting a Chronicle. We're in Pitch Black. Pitch Black doesn't even sound like it's part of this anyway.
Well, but they weren't gonna.
But Dark Fury, someone's angry. Someone has to go through something.
I don't know. Like it kind of made me think because like Riddick got a little violent. Maybe he was the Dark Fury. Like maybe that's the. I don't know.
That's where I was going with it. But
so, yeah.
I was trying to kind of coalesce with the words Pitch Black as well, like trying to show like these are all
Black,
going together.
Dark Fury. But then where did the Fury come from? Would it be Nick Fury? Would it be
Furia? He's going to his planet. I don't know. Maybe it was just a cool sounding name. Maybe that's really what came out. They were just like it's a cool sounding name.
Sounds like a D&D campaign.
Absolutely. Before we go on much further, reminder to everyone, follow us on all the things, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. You're listening to us. Most of you, if you're listening to this, you're a subscribed paid person. So thank you for that. Or you're just one of Andre's friend that he gave the free link that we're going to give him to, which thank you for being here as well. Every Tuesday, we always post what movies we're going to review and we ask for your feedback. So if you ever want to talk about that and share us your opinions, it might end up in our podcast. So, or we'll share random people's opinions that we get online, but we like sharing yours better, if we're being honest. All right. What do you guys think? Give me your opinions. What did we like about this movie? What did we not like about this movie? I don't know. Just the sky's the limit. That was a weird way to get into that.
I like the fact that it was a cartoon, and I like the fact that it was a glistened up, weird looking Vin Diesel. I didn't know that he could look like that as a cartoon. So, but it was anime to death for me,
I don't know. Do you like anime?
I love
anime.
Cartoons? No, okay, I love anime. So I was very happy about that. I just think that I have to agree with the other woman. It did fill a little bit of holes, and it kept my attention because it was a cartoon and I'm a child. So there's that. I don't know. Andre, what about you?
I think now that it's years later, you could piece this all together. I didn't know these things were connected, actually. I just was like, oh, cool cartoon. Oh, pitch. It's like I didn't even think these were all same things. I just thought they were copying each other.
Yeah.
Now this is all what I just want. Riddick, trapped, bad guys, he kills them. Like Pitch Black, like this one, and like the third movie, which is a amalgamation of Pitch Black and this one, which is just like, hey, he's a simple character. Doesn't have magic. He can't fly.
Not saving the universe.
He's not saving the universe. He doesn't want to do that.
He's grunting his way through it, though. He's grunting his way through it.
He's just
people just get in his way, People
just in these situations. It's almost like a sitcom. Like he just keeps getting these situations. What? I just
got to kill his way through it, So I did like that it was animated because they could get they could do more crazy stuff with the action sequences, right? Like
Yes.
these were I think one of the commenters or one of the reviews that we read was saying like the action sequences are more gory than the real movies. And that is like the cool part about cartoons and anime and animation is that you can do more with your imagination. Like Vin Diesel doesn't actually have to go kill an alien in real life. They can just draw him doing it, you know?
Or have a fight scene in zero G with the extinguisher exhaust, and then it turns red when he pulls people in to kill them. It's like that would be insane to look at.
Yeah,
live action.
In that fire extinguisher scene, that's not how fire extinguisher fluid works at all, unless maybe in the future
space fire extinguisher. Secondly, they hold their breaths for like 600 seconds.
Ah, okay.
Okay. I don't know.
Oh, whatever.
It was cool.
I just think he killed better in the cartoon than he does in the movies.
Yeah, he did. He did. We got to see a more violent Riddick.
Yeah,
because he doesn't kill anybody. Really, he's like actually standoffish. He's not a psychopath. He's like he's self-defense.
Do we ever? Okay, the second one we see him taking out a lot of people in like a superhero-esque way, but in the first and the third,
we didn't see him killing any.
Does he kill people?
So.
It's assumed. It's assumed he's killing the guys, but it turns out it's the aliens and whatnot.
Okay, yeah, he kills a lot of aliens. Kills a lot of the monsters. Which they don't have souls.
But did we really see
them.
him slice anybody? I didn't see him slice. I don't remember.
No, I'm trying to remember if in the third one in Riddick, if he was taking out like the henchmen that were going after him. I don't remember.
He kills Batista.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He kills that one. Like spears, I believe.
But even then, like you're led to kind of be like on Riddick's side with that. Like he just killed your dog, man. Like, yeah, go get him. You know, like
he did. Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But you're right. Riddick's just a misunderstood dude. People just need to let him live, man. Let him do his thing.
Let him be. Let him be.
I feel like Toombs was a pretty useless character in
absolutely.
Chronicles of Riddick, and then in this one especially. So maybe since they were kind of fixing plot holes with this, they could have made him a bigger villain, like made him have the role of Gunner to like for the final fight, and then when Riddick gets away, he's like, "I'll get you," and then that makes him have a bigger deal in the second movie. But like
then you got to rewrite the second movie.
Right. That's true. Yeah. So, or alternatively, they could just not have him in. Like he didn't have much purpose in this movie. Like he was.
Who played Toombs again? Keith David?
No, that was the priest, Iman.
The priest, Iman, yeah.
Toombs was played by Nick Chunland. So
he's sort of a stand-in for Johns.
Yeah.
I just miss Johns, frankly.
Yeah, Johns and Papa Johns were definitely good antagonists for that. So.
But Papa Johns.
I didn't mean that, but that's awesome. That was a great little kick there. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you said that's why I said I love Papa Johns.
Yeah. Now you can go for some pizza. Yeah. That's fun. So
I gotta lose some more weight.
Well, diet pizza. I don't think that's a thing that exists. And it shouldn't if it does.
I honestly liked this. I would watch it again.
Yeah. Well, that brings us up to our next thing. Too Fast, Too Furious rating. What are we thinking, guys? CJ, you're already talking about you want to get us rolling?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with it Too Fast, man. I honestly would suggest it to somebody so they would like, oh, okay, now I get what Pitch Black is about now. I agree with Andre when he was like, now that you're older and you didn't even know it was out back then, and now that you can see it, I liked it. I liked the fact that it was a cartoon. I liked that I could follow it a little bit easier, and maybe that could be because I'm again a child. I don't know, but I like.
Well, this one had a very simple plot, though. And I'm a
simple person.
I just meant like that's when we were talking about Riddick. We said the Riddick and Pitch Black. It was just a point A to point B plot. This one was just him trying to get out of being imprisoned. The second one was weird when it was like, let's save the entire universe. So I liked the simple plot of it as well because I feel like that fit with what these movies should maybe be trying to do. So
yeah,
but I'll give it a Too Fast as well. I liked it for what it was, right? Like I'm not gonna say it was I wish more movies did this kind of stuff where we had like, you know, the animation was fun. It was a good time. But it also like wasn't like, it was just extra, you know, it was just extra fun. And I enjoyed it. So what about
I
you,
agree with that.
Andre?
Dude, after watching Pitch Black and you jump right into this, it is so much fun. Because it's like you go like, oh, it's over. I really like these characters. And then you jump in, it's like, oh, it's the same guy, and it's the same actors, and it's like the same kind of freaky world, and you get to see more freaky alien stuff that is way more freaky than what the movie you saw previous with the little tentacle heads and their motor hearts and stuff that you're looking at. And then you could jump into that to Butcher Bay. No, you jump into that to Chronicles of Riddick, the second movie, and then it expand. This whole thing just feels like it's missing a TV show or comic book or something, which there actually are a bunch of stop motion comic books that like explain why guy's eyes or whatever. It feels like this is what it's supposed to be. It like a kind of, he gets here, trouble happens. He gets here, trouble happens. He gets here, trouble happens.
Yeah.
And it's, I think that's what they're going to go with the next one. You know, it should just be like that.
I think Riddick is a good miniseries. I would like to see a Riddick miniseries where it's just about the kind of have a Firefly type vibe, but with Riddick.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be cool. And and that's another reason why I gave this a too fast rating, because I would recommend it to friends, and I would recommend it to anyone who watches Pitch Black. I'd be like, you got to watch if you're going to watch Chronicles of Riddick, watch this first, because I think it would be more fun if you didn't know what was about to happen in Chronicles of Riddick. Like there was no when watching it, there was no tension, because I was like, I mean, I know he's going to win. I know all the main characters going to survive because they're in the next movie.
There's like slight foreshadowing of like, can I do that? It's like maybe one day, and like, you know, but mostly it's like giving you all the sauce from Pitch Black.
Ready?
Okay. I got some best bits. I got some scenes. This is kind of a standalone episode, so this doesn't really go to our competition or whatever, I guess.
Okay.
Whoever wins this gets the pride of being the best. So, Andre, if you guess correctly, CJ gets a point. If you guess incorrectly, I get a point. So, is that right? I always mess up how I say that. Anyway, okay. So here's the three scenes. I went basic, 3 action sequences. To me, there was actually probably about 4 action sequences in this movie, but I picked my 3 favorites. And you guys are going to try to pick my most my most favorite of the action sequences. And we'll go down the line. The first one at the very beginning of the movie with the fire extinguisher and the blows up, and as they kill people, the blood in the fire extinguisher, that was pretty cool. Second one was like the aliens when the creepy chill lady was like, let me go sit down here and paint me like a French woman, and then I'm also gonna watch you try to kill these aliens and save your friends, and there's the aliens coming at them. And that was kind of cool, the neon lights. And then of course the last one, you got to add the final fight between what was his name, Gunner and Riddick, and the swords and the knives and the stabbings and the good stuff. So those are the 3 scenes. Which ones do you think is my favorite action sequence?
You said the second scene was what?
It was the fight scene where both the other, like Jack and the monk, were like chained up, and the little aliens came out with the tentacles, and there was all the bright lights and stuff like that, and he had to fight through that.
The neon lights. I'm going with that one.
Okay.
I believe it is the mano a mano between Gunner and Riddick, because it's just to the point, straight at it, you know, and it shows like how much of the, and then also it's like, hey, he's gonna use the darkness, he's gonna use the light, like in Pitch Black.
True,
which is a good throw. It's a good throwback if you're paying attention.
All right, I want to see which one he did. No, I think it's the second one.
Andre, those are good points, but it was the second one for me. I thought the second one was the last one was a good fight too, but I'll be honest, the last one, after seeing the second one, I thought they were going to go bigger with the third one. But the second one was absolutely like the neon lights. They did so much because that you could only do in animation, you know, and he was able to use his like quote unquote superpower of like the dark, and for a little bit there, it was high stakes for a little bit, and that scene where like she pushes the ball to save them, but then it's like starts hanging herself. That was pretty. Then he had to, that was pretty cool. So, so
I
CJ
knew
got
you
a
like that
point.
because yeah. So I figured you would like that when I'm learning you because that gave you a little more. Oh, okay, I didn't see that. Okay, and I feel like
Yeah.
that scene did that to you.
I don't like to, there's a degree of you want to kind of see, like, you want to see a movie where the good guys win. There's a degree of
Yeah.
predictability you want. But then, like, my brain also is like, but I want to see it in a way that I've never seen it before. And so I thought that was a unique action sequence. So
I'm still in the lead.
I mean, this is a standalone episode. I
It
guess.
don't matter.
I mean, you are still in the lead. But speaking of which, we're anyone who's watching this right now in the present day, it's come out the exact same time as our first episode on Triple X, so you can go check that out. The Vin Diesel movie, not pornography. And then also, we'll have more. We'll have the State of the Union and the Return of Xander Cage, so keep an eye out for that. I don't know, guys. Any closing thoughts? Anything exciting happening that we can let our people know about?
This movie.
Oh yeah.
This movie has my favorite thing that I've not seen really in any other movie, where the ending song by like Machine Head or whatever is just remixes of quotes from the thing you just saw.
I loved that about that movie. I noticed that in the credits because
that's my genre.
First credit
I'm not
happened.
crazy. Huh.
Did you think you were when you heard that? Where you're like, wow, I'm fantasizing about quotes from.
Well, I thought I was like, did I hear this correctly? But huh? Okay.
Yeah, I liked that. I noticed that too.
So. I noticed it, but I didn't. I thought I was weirding out, so I just kind of dismissed it.
She's like, I'm having another breakdown. I'm having an episode as I'm watching.
No, man, I think I might actually go watch this again tonight. That's my final thought.
I'm going to be watching Triple X Xander Cage Returns or Return of Xander Cage. So I haven't seen it yet. So I'll be getting ready for our episode that we're recording next week. So I'm pretty excited about that because my biggest critique of the second Triple X was that Vin Diesel wasn't in it and it felt weird. But that's
who was it? It was Ice Cube.
He did fine. I like it. I like a good Ice Cube movie just as much. But it's like if I don't know, if I turned on Riddick and Ice Cube was Riddick, I would be like, well, that's weird.
And then just being like, oh, he's dead. And it's like not even come up with something.
So much. Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. Keep the conversation going with us online. Find our other episodes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. If you're subscribing, and hey, everyone, go try not to get imprisoned. And if you do, kill your way out of it. Save the children. Stop the aliens. Enjoy yourselves. Watch some good animated movies. Watch some good real movies. Just have fun, man. Live your life a quarter mile at a time. And we will see you next time.
See you next time, guys.